Sylvia, thank you for coming on. Before we dive into the changes that you've made so far, I think it would be really helpful to kind of paint a picture of where you were before you started working with me in, I believe it was 2019.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Okay, where I was when I started looking at doing this lifelong diet by design was eating things that I liked. I was fairly active then, obviously a little bit younger, but my idea of eating was, you ate what you grew up on, and then if you needed to, watch your weight, you did a lot more exercise or you did more work or up with a lot of butter and breads and potatoes. So, those were some mainstays of my basic diet.
So backstory, you grew up on a farm and you had a
Yes.
lot of good comfort homemade food.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Cookies in their freezer, always fresh bread, pies.
Pies.
Yes.
Like, why did you want to start focusing on your nutrition? What was your goal, your initial goal?
My goal, I think at first it was a curiosity. What is nutrition? You're hearing it in many different places, hearing it from some of the top health places in the world, hearing it from people who basically were like diabetics or not doing well, so they were on special diets. Just thinking that, well, diets are going to be onerous. They're going to make me change how I eat. They're going to be less food. And so therefore I will always be hungry. So what's this going to do to me, because I like to eat. And if I can't have pie and I can't have coffee, or I can't have some kind of breads, then, what is my life going to be like? Because that's my social life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how has your perception of a proper diet changed? Like, how do you feel about food now?
I feel better about food. I feel that all the foods have something to offer, but I need to watch which foods I am taking in through the day, through the week. I love vegetables, and I eat them what I thought was very good, but I never really look at a portion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, if you think about it, you just have a scoop, and a scoop or a spoon was the portion. And I never thought, well, there's something to the portions. How come I should eat veggies, and if I eat, 4 or 5 carrot sticks, or celery with some peanut butter on it, or, if I have some lettuce and I put some poppy seed dressing on it, why I should be fine. And now I can see that there's better choices in the amount of the food, and also better choices in what I can put on them, and it still can taste good.
I went through just all of our past notes and everything from working together. And so starting off, your protein was average like 80 grams a day. And now it's at like 130 pretty much every single week. So pat on the back for that.
Hey, I never knew that protein was that important. I mean, we had meat, Lizzie, but we never had watched how much protein. I grew up with eggs for breakfast. I grew up with meats for the meals, but how much, lean versus the fattier, I didn't pay attention to that until it was kind of like, God, how am I going to get 100 in? How am I going to get 120 in?
Yeah.
I thought you were making a wild. And I
The
looked
truth
at it
comes
and I was
out.
like, I can't eat that much meat. Well, then, your advice and your encouragement, well, there's a lot of other stuff. I think you sent me a list of a wide variety of protein options that I could get protein in a lot of different things. I don't think I even realized that there was protein in certain vegetables.
I was just going to say that. Yes.
I didn't. I mean, vegetables to me had vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, fiber, but protein, I never thought about that. Beans, yes.
Yes.
But I didn't realize how many carbs were in some of those then, like beans and lentils and rice.
A lot of people like think that they're gonna have to starve. You mentioned that earlier, but having to eat less.
Mm-hmm.
And you've actually been eating more and more
Yes.
every few months. We bump it up a little bit. And how do you feel about that?
I was worried at first. I thought, okay, she's going to bump this up. I'm going to eat more, and then I'm going to really gain weight, and it will be difficult for me to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I was focused on numbers, and when you kept telling me to, you know, this would give me the energy, that we needed to look at this and pick my attitude or look at what I wanted out of it. It was like, okay, Sylvia, if you're going to eat more and you were supposed to eat these vegetables, then what can I do to make them taste good? So what can I put on them to make them taste good and meet this goal and eat them and still, if I'm going to gain some weight, I want to gain it good.
Yeah.
I want to gain something that's going to let me feel good.
Muscle, yeah.
Muscle, something that gives me the power to enjoy my day.
Really big thing that we've been working on is like creating balance, because you have a sweet tooth. I also have a sweet tooth. I understand. But you wanted to still be able to eat your healthy meals throughout the day and then fit in like a piece of pumpkin pie or a cookie. And yeah, I feel like you've made a lot of headway with that and balancing it all out.
I think I have, and I think I see I think I see the value in knowing those macros. It's in my head better as time goes on, Liz. And I think that when people start out, they just got to say, and I look back now and I think I really just have to say that I thought if I stuck in all the stuff she asked me to, because I like protein, I like vegetables, and then have what other treats I wanted, I'd still come out okay. Mm-hmm. But as I'm learning macros and I'm learning carbs, I can see how quickly I can go up to 200, 250 for me, which is way more than I need for carbs, especially with all the sugars, and the fats drag along with it. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. I can have so much more sweet potatoes that are roasted than I can a cookie.
Yes.
And feel full.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you think that changing your focus to being on energy goals instead of weight goals has helped you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think I had this dream in my head that I was going to get down to a weight that I had been many years ago. Mm-hmm. I had a dream in my head that my body was going to just change and be back to that. And I think it's because I've seen some of my friends maybe lose the weight, but not for weight reasons, probably for illness reasons. Yeah. And they look stupendous and they're 50 pounds lighter. And I've never seen them so nice and thin as they've gotten older. And I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, that's great. Not thinking about that their journey may not have been as healthy. Mm-hmm. And when that attitude conversation came up and was about, am I happy? Really thinking about it, I was about being healthy and being strong and being flexible. And so if I was going to be healthy and I was going to be flexible and I was going to have balance in my old age, then how was the diet going to help me? And that was huge. Okay. I can focus on good eating when I can see that I am stronger, that I am able to keep them core muscles stronger because I feel better, because I'm full. I'm not ready to run to the refrigerator and stoke up on some kind of fun dessert so that I can exercise, so that I can look skinny. I feel better. Less. I don't feel like I have to lose the weight. I really feel good. I think since we've worked on that attitude, I've worked on not so much a huge amount, like 40 minutes of trying to get, 20 or 40 minutes of really rigorous exercise in, but actually focusing on my yoga and eating healthy. I feel energy, and I feel like when I do stuff, it can be purposeful, and I feel stronger, and it's huge. That's absolutely.
That's just amazing. Cry over here. Yeah, I mean, you keep up on your walking pretty well, so you're moving constantly every day.
Yes. And I can help my mother and I can help grandma, and that's huge. I want to be able to. I don't want to go there and end up being, can't go down the steps for her. I can't do stuff. I'm young enough, I can do all this. And I know I can make that. I know I can make it happen. I will.
That's
I am. Thank you.
Really, oh my God. That's a really strong why.
I'm glad it does. I'm glad it does. You work awfully hard on giving little points and hints and looking at things and breaking them down for me into something that I can do, not leaving me with a huge amount of, well, you got protein, you got carbs, we've worked on so many things bit by bit. And I think for me, it's that you picked little things for me along the way. And I keep having those little things to work on, Liz, because it takes me a long time to develop those changes.
Just the small changes really add up, because if you look back a year, oh my gosh, almost 2 years ago, your diet is completely different now, and your whole routine is different. Your attitude, like your energy, I can just feel is so different from even just a couple months ago. If you could go back to your past self before you started this, or to someone who's in the same position as you when you started, what would you tell them, or what would you tell yourself?
Okay, I would say that you can always learn. It's the unlearning that seems to be a little bit harder. Unlearning habits, but you need to take it a step at a time and get a coach. It's something to help with focus, and I think a coach is key to helping with those little key focus points. But you can unlearn, and you can learn better ways, and you can still have your snacks. You can learn how to have your snacks. You can learn how to have them fun things, but you need somebody to help point out how that would be. And I think that was something I was real resistant to. So I would say, get a coach. Learn those things along the way, and make it fun. Make it fun.
Yeah. Don't starve yourself.
And get a scale. Get a scale. I would say, looking back, if I would have told myself, Sylvia, don't be afraid to weigh your food. To me, that was like the secret society. They had scales, they weighed stuff. That meant you were cutting back. I'd say scales can be our best friends. I wish they were built right into our counters when we were cooking.
Oh, that's an amazing invention that you should come up with. I love that idea.
Okay. Yes. Well, we have to have one in the kitchen now. My husband's now asking every time, do you want to weigh this?
Thanks for talking to me today, Sylvia.
Oh, Lizzie, this was wonderful. Thank you. I've learned so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.